All right, so welcome to Holland&Hobbs, episode 9.
9.
How was your weekend, other than the struggling Tigers still?
I don't even know who they are. I've forsaken them. I saw this video of this kid they interviewed after the Jets game. I guess the Jets aren't
I was
doing
born
good.
into it. I saw that same
And
video.
he was like, I don't even know what they asked him, but he was like, I hate this team. I mean, I'm still going to cheer for them, but... And I sent it to several of my friends, like my close Auburn friends, and I was like, does this feel familiar? He's like, I didn't choose this.
I was born
But
into it.
I was born into it.
I was born into it.
But I hate this team.
But he's still going to support, though.
I really, I felt that to my core. We were at a softball tournament all day, so, I didn't even get to keep up with it. But honestly, what's the point anyway? So by the time we were leaving the ball fields at 10:30, it's going into extra innings. I'm like, well, this might as well be over because they are never going to survive extra innings. They will do something to mess this up. And then my best friend was texting me, and she was like, I mean, it was one after another text. She's just venting and ranting, and I'm like, yeah. So I take it it's going really well. But anyway, we were in the Taco Bell drive-thru when the game ended. So,
do you have any comment for your
I mean,
haters on your free?
There's a lot of people that got super offended by my comments that Cadillac should have been the coach, and it's not even about unrealistic expectations. It's not that I'm saying Cadillac would have taken us to a national championship or anything like that. But all I'm saying is, whatever the sport is, people want to play for somebody that's passionate. You get Cadillac. That man loves Auburn. He's played the sport on both a college and a professional level. He can relate to those kids. He came from a similar background than a lot of those kids. He's spent his life since college, mentoring youth, all this kind of stuff. Do you want him or do you want this guy? This guy that's just a bad used car salesman? I don't know. I've never been a D1 football player, so it's hard for me to say. But I feel like my common sense takes over and says, I'd rather play for this guy. Would we win everything? No. Let me give you a little fun stat. One of my friends sent me the other day. So the people that are seniors on the football team this year have only been a part of 4 conference home wins if they've been there the whole time. 4. That's really terrible. I mean, when I was in college, we were a consistent 10-2 team. It didn't even hardly get talked about when you were a 10-2 team. We went to good bowl games. We weren't going to the Hyundai Sugar Bowl or whatever. The Sugar Bowl is a good one. The Salad Bowl. I don't know. We were going to good bowl games. We were a good program. Every Saturday was fun. Every Saturday, it was a toss-up who's going to win. It didn't matter what the records were. It didn't matter about the rivalry. It was just good football every Saturday. I mean, some of the best memories of my life were college games when I was there. And these poor kids never see wins. And not just they don't see wins, it's just really disappointing.
So they just can't beat SEC teams at home when they beat everybody else.
Yeah, it's 10. They've only got 4 home SEC wins in the last 4 years.
Okay. That's interesting.
And one of those was with Cadillac. So I'm just saying, and he only was interim for, I think, 2 games. So that's pretty good odds. I mean,
So this year they got 5 SEC games at home. So I would assume they probably get about the same every year. So if you've been there 4 years, you have at least 20 SEC games at home, and you've only won 4. That's a terrible stat.
But he's great. Yeah, y'all just keep singing his praises. It's probably the same folks that are MAGA. If they just have very low standards, so they're fine with it.
You know what I did? Saw someone that commented though, and they said that Cadillac would be on the Mount Rushmore of Auburn football. I don't know the
Yeah.
Auburn Mount Rushmore, so I can't. I mean, like Cam is on it, I'm sure,
Yeah, Cam's on it.
but I don't know who else might be on it. But
Well,
but they did say Cadillac would be on that Mount Rushmore.
when Cadillac was there, he shared his time with Ronnie Brown.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that was fine. Like he wasn't trying to take all the yards. Ronnie Brown was, I mean, we were good because they shared them and they were both really good and brought different things to the table. And okay, he's like unemployed and this and that. But I mean, shoot, so is my husband. We're on day 1200 of the government shutdown. So unemployed doesn't mean bad. It just means, he just hasn't found where he needs to be yet because he's going to be at Auburn eventually. Just wait. Because we won't be able to afford anybody else once he's gone.
That does hurt, especially when you look at your cross-state rival, Alabama, and Kalen DeBoer still being successful because he's winning top 25 games. Because he has some bad losses, but his top 25 record is pretty good.
Yeah, and it's because, I mean, he's kind of a joke, but not as much of a joke as we are, like. Anyway.
Well, James Franklin from Penn State got fired. Napier just got fired this past week from Florida.
There's literally nobody out there. I mean, it's all a bunch of old white dudes.
You need some young,
and like nobody was ever just started out great. So I stand by. I think bring Cadillac to Auburn, and when they do, I've got my my shirt tucked away in a drawer that says "Go Crazy Cadillac" because that was like a big that was like a call that they did when he was there.
Well, maybe be some movement this off season because rumored they say Lane Kiffin might go to Florida, so that'd be interesting. See him in the blue and orange.
He might.
They said Spurrier was like his idol.
Spurrier was everyone's idol.
That's why he wears a visor because of Spurrier. So that's
Spurrier,
that's like they'll be like his if he had.
Spurrier was the GOAT.
Yeah,
he was.
I can see Lane going to Florida.
Maybe. I mean, it is a really like epic program that I think he could. The key is to go somewhere where they're not trying to, like the president and the AD are not trying to undermine you. That's the key. Is like a historical program where you have a little bit of creative freedom.
Let you better run your team.
Yeah, and like I'm reading so much backlash with Auburn's president and AD. Like, I mean, yeah, they're mad at Hugh, but like they're mad at these guys because they're the ones that keep letting it go on. And I said from day one when they started talking about Hugh Freeze, I was like, we do not want that man. He is used up, has been. I mean, we got him, I think, from like what, Liberty? I mean, come on, really? That's like the Turning Point USA college.
Technically, he took a step down because of his Mississippi issues. He had the Mississippi scandals, so he took a step back.
Can you imagine? Like, ugh, gross.
Well, this is a sweet spot with sports right now. We had NBA just started yesterday, opening day, World Series kicking off. We got NFL going on, hockey's going on. It's like this is like the sweet spot of sports.
It is.
Where everything is happening, and you can maybe, if the football team are doing well, maybe you got another team somewhere else you can look at.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like I bring bad juju to all the teams I love. So sorry to all my teams out there. I mean, even like my husband's Chiefs are not looking super great. Like they won this Sunday, and I was like, they won like so well that they took out Mahomes, okay. And I was like, so I don't follow NFL that much, but I'm taking it the Raiders are like really terrible, and he was like. He's like, well, I'm like, no, come on. They're terrible. Like, don't make me look their record up. He was like, yeah, they're terrible.
Okay, the Chiefs are better than what they look.
I think so, too.
They're not bad. They have some injuries. And
and they got he said, well, actually, it's because we got our receiver back. I'm like, is it? Or were they just playing a really bad team?
Yeah.
He's like, probably a little bit of both.
I'm confident with the Chiefs. I'm confident with Mahomes, 100%.
No, I am too. And they are good. I'm not. In the games they've lost, they've barely lost. And I'm just saying, like, I feel like I'm bringing bad juju at this point. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm the common denominator. But I've also been a part of these same exact teams when they were doing really well. So then I'm like, well, I don't think it is me actually.
Well, we got the World Series too. You got a favorite, the Blue Jays or the Dodgers?
I sure do.
Who you favorite?
Never the Dodgers.
Never the Dodgers.
Nope, never. Unless they were playing like a MAGA team, then the Dodgers.
So we're going Canadian.
Yes, and I do love the Vladimir Guerrero Jr. story. Like
him with the little kid picture.
Yeah, because his dad played for the Expos when he was a kid. So his dad's a MLB legacy. The Expos are now the Nationals, Washington Nationals. But because there used to be 2 Canadian teams. But I think because like if y'all haven't noticed, I have a real soft spot for MLB. Like it's America's true pastime. And that doesn't mean it can only be American players. It's just I feel like it's a sport that America can really dial into no matter what's going on. And I'm the person that like all my friends that know will send me the videos, like the videos at the beginning of the season where these guys find out they made the roster for the team, like maybe they've been in the minors or whatever. I cry every time. I mean, I'm just over there like, his mama was so proud.
Because it is different than like every other sport. Every other sport, they have draft day and they walk across stage. But MLB is like, they gotta train up.
They can find you, but they can find you. They can find you in your backyard, or they can put there. One night, a guy's playing in Madison for the Trash Pandas, and the next night he's pitching in Anaheim. Like that is amazing.
Baseball is different.
That is like the epitome of the American dream to me.
Working your way to your spot.
Very passionate about baseball.
You earned that spot.
You did. You earned it. And then, but just as soon as you earned it, you gone too. Like you better act right. You better perform because they will. It don't matter how much the fans love you or even like the manager loves you. If you're not performing, you're going back.
Baseball to me is one unique sport because you can win in multiple different ways. You can be the analytical team, or you can be like the Dodgers and just spend money and just build your team.
But you know what? This year, money doesn't equal a good team because consistently the Mets have one of the highest payrolls every year. And Mets. LOL. They paid so much money for Juan Soto because his mama needed a box and his mama needed a clothing allowance. And he chose the Mets over the Yankees for just a little bit more money and those things. And they didn't even make it to the wild card.
See, that's one of them things to me is like, because he's a foreigner, he don't know the difference between the Mets and the Yankees.
He does too. No, he's not.
No, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we grow up knowing this is the Yankees.
No, he knows.
You know what I'm saying?
He knows.
It's like the Clippers and the Lakers. Like, we know, though, it's the Lakers and then it's the Clippers. I mean,
he's not like a for real foreigner. I want to say he's from like Puerto Rico or something.
He's not from America, though.
He speaks perfect English. He knows. He knows. And don't be coming at me about they don't know because they're foreigners. Because I believe you said your favorite player and you even called him the GOAT. He's the most confused looking dude I've ever seen. You look at him and he's like,
that would make him better. He don't even know what they're saying, but he going out there and just hitting bombs, striking out. So if you don't know who
so many people are doing that though.
Shohei Ohtani. He is the greatest baseball player of all time.
He is a mediocre at best pitcher. He didn't even pitch for 2 years. Those people paid like $700 million for him, and he didn't pitch for 2 years.
I can't believe
he just started pitching again this season. He's not a very good pitcher. Look at the stats. For 2 years?
Why do you want to use him up?
2 years?
Because he also can hit.
He's the highest paid DH ever.
Hey, I'm glad you said that.
Because he sure don't play any kind of position.
Glad you just said that.
He doesn't.
So
he was a DH for 2 years.
No. No. Wait a minute. So Shohei Ohtani here in these playoffs, not even arguable, had the best game ever.
When?
October 18th. So he went Dodgers, Brewers, 5-1 victory. So he pitched for 6 innings.
He was in a slump for a minute.
Hold on. He pitched 6 innings, shutout. He struck out 10 batters, allowed 2 hits. At the plate, he went 3 for 3, hitting 3 home runs, driving in 3 RBIs.
You chose one game.
That's the greatest game ever.
No. If it was a World Series, maybe.
The only argument you can have about Ohtani is that he doesn't have the best career yet. But
overrated.
He is the best player.
Okay, then you can't say he's the GOAT if if you say he doesn't have the best career yet.
I can say he's the best player.
That's a matter of opinion.
Okay, that's like LeBron versus MJ. MJ has a better career. LeBron.
You're comparing it to like somebody that didn't play at the same time, though.
We do the same thing with Ohtani. You can compare him to people who played before his time.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
He's the greatest player. There's no you're gonna have black and Mexican kids named Ohtani or Shohei. Watch what happens. He's in LA. Somebody can have a black or a Mexican kid running around named Shohei.
I mean, you probably already do, but that's
out there in LA.
I've heard a lot of names that I'm like,
somebody's gonna name their kid after him.
Well, that means nothing. People name their kids after like lotion and liquor.
So I'll give you how long? Let me find some baseball people. Anthony Castrovents. He said on X, Shohei Ohtani is the greatest baseball player ever. He had the greatest regular season game ever. He had the greatest postseason. Who is that?
I don't even know who that is.
He's on MLB.com.
Okay, well, again, it's subjective.
Huh?
Subjective.
Fox Sports, Disha Thor. Full stop. End of discussion. Ohtani.
No.
The best player ever to do it.
Disagree.
The only person that I've seen that
disagree.
Although he didn't knock him, but Derek Jeter did stay. He did say have a comment on the pregame show of Fox. He said you can say he's the greatest player. You can't say he's the greatest player ever because he has to have a longer career. You have to do this for a long time. He said we've had Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, and a lot of players come through this game. He did say that Ohtani has the greatest tool set of any player that he's ever seen.
I mean, they're just making a big deal because nobody pitches and bats anymore. No pitchers bat.
They don't pitch and bat, not to his level. He pitches at a high level. He hits at a high level.
He doesn't always pitch at a high level, though.
No pitcher pitches at a high level every single time.
I mean, if you look up the stats, he's not in the top pitching stats for the regular season.
I hope Ohtani keeps playing, and I hope some years from now we're still doing this.
Never.
I can come back and be like, he got 3-4 World Series now.
You know why else? So, in my opinion, he'll never be the greatest player of all time.
Why is that?
Because, again, going back to baseball being America's pastime, I think kind of like, you know, part of the Heisman Trophy is like your integrity and your demeanor and how you no one's going to get it that's just a punk and a jerk and like starting fights and all this kind of, so I'm not saying he's doing that, but I think part of it is your likableness on top of your skill level. So I feel like there's nothing, maybe on the West Coast where there's a larger Asian population, they find that relatable and cool, but he's never really made it a point to engage with the media or the fans or anything. He just shows up, does his job, and leaves. It's a very corporate-y vibe of how he plays baseball. And I just don't get down with that. Give me a player, a likable player.
I think that's a Japanese thing. I think Japanese show up, they do what they do, and they leave.
And maybe it is. I don't know. I'm just saying, when I think of the greatest players in baseball, and of course, it's subjective also to, the time frame. Obviously, people keep breaking records and stuff like that. So I feel like there's a lot of great players that have come through baseball in their own right. But his numbers are good, but then it's kind of like you can't say that the highest paid players are the best. You can't say that, right? So I feel like there's more that goes into being named the GOAT than just your numbers. And for a lot of his career, he hasn't been around that long, and for a lot of his career, he didn't pitch. So, one of the appeals of him is that he pitches and bats. But, like Jeter said, he hasn't lived out his career yet, so maybe
you can't say numbers don't matter with baseball.
I didn't say numbers don't matter.
Well, baseball is strictly a numbers game.
I said what you're getting paid isn't an indicator of your greatness. I mean, look at Juan Soto. We just talked about it. He's getting paid a lot of money. He's mediocre. He performs sometimes. Now, Ohtani does consistently hit well, but he only really, if you look, he doesn't have one of the top batting averages because he really only consistently hits home runs. See, in baseball, you'd rather have a guy that gets on base every time than a guy that hits a couple home runs in this game but hits none in this next game. I'm serious. Like, look at it, because your batting average is compiled by a lot of different factors, not just your home runs. If you go to MLB on ESPN, look up the stats. There's so many different categories. Batting average does not directly correlate with home runs.
Well, no, that doesn't.
So I'm saying he's got a high home run count. He's not in the top of the batting averages, though. There's lots of guys on his own team that are way ahead of him in batting average.
That doesn't take away from his hitting ability.
His hitting ability is really only home runs.
I'll take that all day long.
Mm-mm.
You give me a couple home runs every
But
game.
he also, that means he's also striking out a lot.
But he's also driving in a lot of runs when you do hit those.
If there's anyone on base, not every single home run is an RBI.
We're gonna come back to this.
Yeah, we will, because you picked the one topic I will die. This is the hill I'll die on.
No, we're gonna give it some time. Because a few years from now, when he got his couple more rings, we're gonna be like, oh, what about that time?
Okay.
Well,
Don't forget where he got his start. You know, he wasn't always on the Dodgers.
No.
Nobody cared a whole lot about him really that much until
No
the
one
year
cares
he
about
was a
that.
free agent.
But he's like Mike Trout.
Where'd he come from?
No one cares about Trout. Mike Trout is in the nowhere lane right now. He needs to get out. No one looks at Mike Trout.
He's had a good career.
He has, but he's like nobody. I
But
don't say
he's
nobody. No one knows.
He's old and people do know him, just not your younger people don't know him because he's one of the older guys in baseball, and it is time to retire. He knows.
It was good to be loyal to the Angels, but he should have got out a long time ago. He should have got out.
I don't know. You don't see, as a like, for that fan base's sake, you don't see a lot of people that stay loyal to a team their whole career, and I love that.
He gives respect for that, 100%.
Personally, that's one of my. I have a lot of respect when guys stay somewhere their whole career.
That's the you brought the Raiders up. It was like Crosby. He won't lead the Raiders.
Yeah.
Like, don't be a defensive end on another team and wreak havoc and let us see you in the playoffs. You're never going to the playoffs on the Raiders.
There's only one good thing in this whole world about the Dodgers, and that's Freddie Freeman.
I do that.
And as much as I hate the Dodgers, I will love you to the end, Freddie. And I pray that your last year you come back to the Braves so you can retire a Brave because we know you got done dirty. And we know you don't love the Dodgers like you love the Braves.
I mean, he still doesn't love the Braves.
He does.
He would have stayed the Braves.
He would have. He got screwed over. Somebody stepped in and ruined America's pastime.
Talk about money and ruining, our city here in Athens. We got
I can't wait to get torn up by all you losers out there anyway that are about to say, you don't like Ohtani, you must not like Japanese people. I love Japan. I love sushi. I just don't think Ohtani's the GOAT. I just wanted to clarify that before y'all come at me for being liberal, crazy, white girl.
I can't remember.
Oh, I know. Liberal, privileged white girl.
Well, we record here in Athens at a small business. And it recently got announced here yesterday that Athens was receiving a $400,000 grant.
Shout out to Athens House, by the way. Thanks for always having us.
We're getting $400,000 that was announced from KIV for infrastructure or road intersection on Mooresville Road.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to bring in a new shopping center that's going to feature a third Publix. And that has drawn a lot of attention because of, what came up in that discussion was Athens was giving tax incentives for them to come in and build, and they don't give the same thing to small businesses, and that caused a whole uproar. And some people even say that, hey, we are even big enough for a third Publix. And my thing with that is like, from a city perspective, you need a combination of both. You do need your small businesses because that's like your charm, that's uniqueness. That is like local. That's your core. But then you also need your big boys to come in because that's what draws people to your city.
Right.
You can't grow if you don't have your big boys. The big boys coming in, that means they see the potential. They see a profit revenue they can come into your city for.
Right.
That means the city is growing. And for Publix to say, we're going to do a third one, they've done the numbers. And they're like, okay, if we put a grocery right here, we're going to make our money.
And you're kind of like where they're putting that a little bit out in no man's land as far as retail and stuff. So, like, I think it's a great move.
I think it's a great location.
It is. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm an Aldi girl. Like, Publix a little pricey for me to go on a regular basis. Don't get me wrong. It's a wonderful shopping experience. Like, way better than Walmart. I'm always going to be like, ooh, I didn't even know I needed this, but in the cart. But I still think overall, like, it's good because there's nothing out that way but Dollar Generals.
And the thing is right there in that space, those people, like, do they drive west into actual Athens to go grocery shopping, or do they drive to Madison?
Well, my parents live down Mooresville, and I think my mom said it's a tad bit closer to go to Madison.
And you got the Publix on County Line Road in Madison too.
Yeah, but even then, you are going to start fighting traffic there, and so I think it's a great location. You've got that Greenbrier Parkway down the road that's bringing in a lot of traffic. I mean, they just approved on Cambridge Lane a subdivision with a bunch of houses. I mean, it's a pretty smart move, I think.
I think so too. So you keep the whole thing with Athens, that's almost on the fringes of Athens.
Yeah.
So it's like, instead of us having these people keep driving to Madison to go grocery shopping or fast food restaurants, whatever, let's build something in this space and let's keep some money back into Athens.
Right.
So letting it go into Madison City. And even like, we talked to Ronnie and he told us how, like, the setups go. Yeah, they give a tax break to these businesses to come in and build.
Yeah.
But what he was like was, we get a piece of the sales tax.
Right. And also, like, what you're talking about, the post that drew so much attention, while there was a lot of valid points in it, I also felt like you were comparing apples to oranges. And I can't imagine, like, I've never been a small business owner, and I know it takes a lot of courage and a lot of money and a lot of dedication, and I'm sure you don't see your family a whole lot, and I'm sure there's tons to, but you kind of know that, I feel like, when you go into it. There's been times where I'm like, you know what, I should start a business. And then I'm like, just kidding. I really like sitting on my front porch sometimes, like just chilling for a while, reading a book. And so like all my good ideas I've had, I've never put them to use as a business because I don't want to sell my soul to a business. Like, I want to have free time. I want to be able to watch my kid play sports and go on vacation and go to bed when I want to go to bed. And I don't want people's livelihood in my hands. For the people that do, that's great. I'm thankful that there are people that do. I also feel like when you compare it, like, certain small businesses, like grocery stores or restaurants or whatever, I mean, everybody needs groceries. Everybody's going to go eat. Not everybody is going to
participate in whatever you're offering a small business.
Right. And so,
especially if you have a niche kind of thing.
Yeah. And so, like, I think if you want to talk about, is it fair? Is there a double standard? I think that was used a good bit. You kind of have to compare your business or businesses to other similar businesses in the town to say, okay, well, if this business is getting all these tax breaks and they are a similar business to me, then we got to look into that about why that is. But I hate economics, but it still seems like basic economics that, like, this grocery store is going to bring millions of dollars of revenue to this town. Therefore, to entice them, we'll offer this.
it's a return on investment. Even
Right.
as a city, okay, if I'm giving this out, which it's not like it's like a lifetime, like whatever incentive it is. It's normally a short. It's a contract.
Usually like 10
period of
years, I
time.
think. Yeah. And we talked about that with Ronnie when we sat down with him.
Yeah, it's a period of time, but in that period of time, the city is still collecting that sales tax. Is sales tax. So
Yeah.
so they're getting that sales tax regardless, and all that money is feeding into the city that can help with the infrastructure, help with the parks and rent,
Right.
help with whatever public necessities that we need in the city. That's what's feeding into that more. It's
Yeah.
these big stores.
And it kills me to hear people, and I'm not talking about the post itself, but some of the people that were commenting on the post. I don't have Facebook anymore, but I'm still privy to this. Thanks to Serge, he never lets me not know what's going on. But I mean, how long have we heard about people complaining about we need more restaurants? We need.
And I'll go to that next. That's the funniest thing to me. For years, we've always heard people say we need X, Y, Z, A, B, C. And then when you start getting all these things, hold on, it's too much. Hold on, what's this? We don't need
big
this.
box, corporate,
Yes.
and I'm like, okay, personally, I love me some TJ Maxx and Ross, like Ulta, these places. Are y'all mad about those places coming in? Because, I mean, Olive Garden, they announced Olive Garden's coming in. I will throw down on some breadsticks and salad. I don't even need their pasta, okay? But do you think, let's say there's a couple of Italian restaurants in town, locally small-owned businesses. Do you think they're stressing out about Olive Garden? I wouldn't think so, because apples to oranges. Sure, it's Italian food.
That's how I feel.
But you can go to Little Mazara's and you can get
it's gonna be a different vibe.
some authentic, for real, like some words you never even heard of. You can get, just stuff that Olive Garden can't offer you. You're not taking your kids to Little Mazara's probably, because like, I'm not trying to waste a good meal like that on a kid that's gonna be like, can I get some fettuccine alfredo? That's not even really Italian. But then Olive Garden, that's gonna be where you like take your family after church or something, because it's affordable, it's feeds a lot, it's a large, you're just comparing two different things.
And I don't know, like I said, I don't know the economics of any of this, like small businesses, big businesses, taxes. But one thing I think Athens does well with was that it promotes its downtown area, which is pretty much all small businesses.
You have those concerts on the square, which, like, the businesses don't have to pay for those concerts like that organization does, and it brings you so much business. I feel like if you can, like, work it right, you can benefit from a lot of the things the city does.
Yeah.
But also, we're in a hard time right now, too. We're in the, like, trenches of a recession. We were looking at an article today talking about, like, even in Huntsville, people are not eating out right now. Like, they're feeling the pinch of this government shutdown because a lot of people in Huntsville are government employees. It's not the best time to have a small business. So, I don't know. There was one lady who commented that you showed me that was like, she said she worked in tourism or something. And she had a very good, like, informative post that kind of broke it down.
That was a guy. I didn't know. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Anyway, it was a good post.
Yeah. He broke down the economics of the map.
And then there's a lot of, I guess, different state things you can apply for. But another one is going to be like, how many jobs are you creating? That's a big, one that does tax breaks and stuff like that.
But there's also, it's not even just city, talking about state. There was a post put out today, said saying Alabama had gave like $40-some million in incentives for companies into the state because they're bringing jobs.
Right.
So like, it's not even just a city level; it's also a state level. They're giving out these incentives for these places to come into because it provides the city, the state to so much other revenue.
Well, and the bottom line is, in anything, it's always and forever going to be money. So does it suck that money rules the world? Sure. Look at our administration, but like, it is what it is, and like, anybody that's growing a town has to make decisions that are going to continue to grow the town. But It'll be super interesting at the meeting on Monday.
The town hall, everybody should at city council meeting.
So,
Maybe
and apparently we can bring snacks.
we can. You found it out. Get your popcorn ready.
Yeah. I like a trail mix or something. Monster mix from Target.
Well, speaking of getting money in Alabama, we recently has hit HBO documentary that I recently watched. It was very interesting. It's a great segment.
Alabama is on
Great
things.
So HBO got a doc called Alabama Solutions, and I posted to my book. I was like, you know, I should watch it. And there was a guy to commented. You're gonna have a lot to talk about on your podcast next week. And boy, was he right. So you haven't seen it yet.
No.
I watched it. And I will say, that documentary, it like opens your eyes to so much in our prison system in our state. And it's crazy to see. And like, from my perspective, no one's saying like, if someone in prison, they got me 5-star treatment. But the prisons that we have 11 prisons, state prisons, one here in Limestone County. They're not even like humane level. So HBO was doing this documentary. They put out a stat that says that Alabama has 20,000 people incarcerated, and in our state prisons, we have the highest overdose rate in the nation. We have the highest murder rate in the nation, and we have the highest suicide rate in the nation. So we're essentially leading every negative statistic in the nation.
I mean, we're used to that though in every category, right?
And like, and that goes.
I mean, we're like way behind Mississippi. Remember?
In a lot of things, which we'll get to that too as well. But even that's why what our plan is.
Yeah.
So the documentary HBO called Alabama Solution. And one of the things that kind of makes me mad in this documentary is how so nonchalant I think our governor is and our attorney general is. There's one moment in this documentary they show an inmate. He got beat to death by a guard, and it was wild to see how basically uncaring they were to the family of the brother, and took a picture of the body in the ICU. So he's like, you don't know who did the body back. That Alabama might try to take the body and not give it to us, what they did. The story was that the guy came out of his prison cell with weapons, and that he was going to attack the guard, and the guards beat him. And the guards essentially said that they was fearing for their life, so they had to beat the man with their metal batons, and they ended up beating him to death. Now, to me, to beat someone to death,
We've heard that a lot of times.
that takes a lot of effort to beat someone to death. Like, at what point are you still fearing for your life? You still beat on someone that they died.
Yeah.
Like, to me, like that was crazy. That's like the beginning of that's the beginning of the documentary when this happens. But then the part where when they're talking to the attorney general about it, and he's like, "There's evil people in the world," and then the guy. So technical difficulty. So Steve Marshall, our agent, was so nonchalant. He was saying that essentially there's evil people in this world. It's almost like he didn't care. And the guy who did the beating, who accused him of beating, he ended up getting all this, and he got
Stand your ground.
And what was interesting is that they interviewed all these inmates, and all the inmates kind of had the same story. Which was that the guy came out, he dropped his weapons, and he got on the ground since they said something to him. And one inmate had said in the story about the guy, the fact that he was just acting tough. It was a show. Like, you're in prison. If someone does something to you or whatever, you might get raped, you might get beat, so you might get tied up. And so he was like, the guy coming in came out and like he was aggressive, so that all the other inmates were like, hey, don't mess with me. But he didn't. He wasn't intending to do anything to the guards. But as soon as he came out, he got on the ground and he dropped everything. And that's when the beating happened. And they even said that the one guard picking him up and slamming him back to the ground, and he just repeatedly and stomping on him. The only guy that corroborated the guard's story was the cellmate. And there was an attorney who was talking to all the people, and then he talked to this one guy and he was reciting like the prison policy for the guard.
Yeah, he was being fed a script.
Like like he knew the rule book.
Right.
And the guy told the attorney, "I get out in February," which is mean he gets out. He was getting out in less than a year. If he named him 6 months, he was getting out in less than a year.
Yeah.
He was like, "I don't know more of this. We gonna start the circle. We gonna say the same thing." And his cellmate dies a month before he's set to be released. And they think he dies from late cigarette that was given to him from the guards. It's like that's what they have a prison system. So when they say like we need in a suicide and homicide in prisons, we're like Alabama prisons is like a hopeless place.
Yeah.
Like prison is supposed to be about rehabilitation, putting in your time, you come back out into society. But that's not
right. Because a lot of, I mean, the one like the Limestone County and stuff, that's not where like, is it? I mean, that's not where like the really, really dangerous people go though.
Well, all of them are state prisons, so it may be situated anywhere within the state.
And I'm saying like, if you're a serial killer, you're not just gonna be like let out among all the other people.
I don't know how that works.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is, I think a lot of people don't have very much compassion for people in prison because they assume that everybody did something really bad.
And that cellmate that was in there that died, his crime was burglary of an unoccupied building. And they said that it was nobody in the building that wasn't even reported. He took the thing and he got 15 years for it. He had no drug history, he had no health issues, and he was all of a sudden dead in the cell a month.
Because I feel like, you know, for a lot of people, okay, you did the crime, you get prison time. Like, I'm not saying they should get some prison time, but there's a lot of people in there for things like marijuana and stuff that, like, do we really need to be clogging up our prisons with this kind of stuff? And then, you know, you're like, well, they'll be able to get out. I mean, their families and stuff are waiting on them. They're not.
They can't get out.
Huh?
They can't get out. So
I'm saying, like, once their time's up.
No. So one issue that Alabama also has is they don't have lawyers. We also have no lawyers.
You don't ever get out on, like, good behavior?
Not in Alabama, you don't. So I looked up the stats.
But why would you want that burden of that many people incarcerated at the same time when you could be letting them get out, like you said, in rehab into society?
Okay, so here it is. So Alabama had, as April, May 2025, the rent rate is approximately 21 to 22%. That's how you get parole out of Alabama prisons. Non-violent offenders, they get paroled at about 31%. Now, before that, this is the highest that we had, 30%. 2023, it was 8% parole rate.
That's wild.
And 2023, now this is when the DOJ got into it. Our parole rate started getting dropped. Well, that's another story. The DOJ, you know, they said that Alabama prisons are unconstitutional. So you had the government say that.
When was that?
The prisons are unconstitutional. They were 2017.
Because we love unconstitutional now. Like, everything we do is unconstitutional.
The
Constitution.
The prisons were unconstitutional. So the part of Alabama issue is that we're housing all those people. So we're overcrowding them. And then we're not even letting them out. Even people who are non-violent, if it's only a 30%, you know, parole rate of non-violent offenders, that means 70% of our people, they're finishing their time out as non-violent cases. So why are we locking people up for keeping them? Which numbers will tell you why.
Because you said they were profiting off of this as the answer. Obviously money. I mean, like I said, every topic we talk about can go back to money.
I think it is money. So they reported that incarcerated workers produce over $450 million in good unpaid services for the state of Alabama. $450 million a year that Alabama is making on prisons. And then they said that the prisoners can be leased out to corporations. So all these folks been running around talking about the immigrants are slave labor, working for them. No. We actually have a slave system. It's a prison system.
You said they even work at Governor Ivy's house.
Yes, that's what guy said.
Of course they do.
One prisoner said in an interview, he was like, they don't feel that respect. He said that we go out and work our jobs. He's like, some of them work for sanitation. They work in the cities. They're out there working in the cities. Like, we can work in the community. He was like, we even got like 8 guys working in the governor's mansion. So we can work around the governor. but we ain't safe enough to be let to go live with our family.
Right.
That's the truest statement.
Yeah, and you also said so obviously we don't want to like take up the whole time doing the prison thing, but you said they're building three new prisons to take the place of the 11 we have now.
So,
and you said a lot of that money was coming from where in our state?
The education fund.
The education fund.
So it's called Alabama Solution, and the reason it's called Alabama Solution, Kayali said that in an interview, in a speech she gave, she said it's going to be the Alabama Solution to a prison problem. So what they're doing is they're only 11 prisons, and they're going to build 3 and basically consolidate all 11 to the 3. So it'll be 3 super prisons, but they're not more beds, not even bigger per se than the 11. It's the same amount of beds, you still have your overcrowding issue.
Mm-hmm.
But the issue is now, one prison so far is costing $1.3 billion.
Right.
And we're saying we got 3 of them. So we're about to spend $3 billion on 3 prisons.
Yeah,
and
we're
she's
gonna
going from the education fund to build.
Then we're gonna have all these abandoned prisons just sitting there on state land. I swear, like.
All they're doing is consolidating into 3 little prisons.
Yeah.
And the parole rate still gonna be low. Alabama, they believe in locking you up, not rehabilitating, not letting you out. You're gonna be full time. Like I said, the whole documentary is worth watching. And some of it do make you mad. It's like, if you look at someone just because they're in prison and don't think they don't have a life, or you have a life, or like they deserve to die, like to me, you're heartless. Because like I said, everybody in there.
I mean, there's some people there that deserve terrible things to happen to them. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
Let's be real. But I would say the majority are definitely over half.
You think about
are not that violent.
Think about what law we just passed this year, making hemp a felony. So you can do 1 in 10 years for hemp. Marijuana is now a misdemeanor, and hemp is a felony. So we don't put.
Is it?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Hemp?
I knew that they had like criminalized CBD and hemp and all that.
It's a higher change than marijuana now. You get charged harsher for hemp than weed at this point in Alabama. We are a jail prison state. That's what we are. We charge you for everything, and we're gonna put you in there. You know?
I mean, I did not know that. Higher. No, I did not.
Like, this is how backwards we are.
It is so backwards. It really is, and how embarrassing for us.
Let's say we talk about people being in prison for like not serious stuff. You gonna end up with people in prison over him, and then it's just stuck in there doing their entire time.
I'd be interested to know, like, I would be interested to see just like the drugs, with drugs, like what the various ones
for weed and stuff like that.
Yeah, but not even just that, like prescription drugs, and I mean, for when you're selling them, things like that. You know, like that one chick from Pullman recently that had like
out of her little shop.
Yeah, but she had forged all these prescriptions for controlled substances and all this kind of stuff. So like, I'd be interested to see what somebody like her gets versus somebody over here that has a few pounds of marijuana on them.
So there was a interesting line from an inmate of one of the prisons. Because in the documentary, it makes it clear, Steve Marshall, our Attorney General, and Kayali, they both kind of make it clear they don't want the federal government in Alabama. This is an Alabama thing. Alabama's going to handle it. And one of the inmates, he said one of the great lines. He said, in the heart of Dixie, where the capital for the Confederacy was, that everything that Alabama has done for justice and equality has been forced by the federal government. He said, you go back to the Civil War, chattel slavery, civil rights, it always took the federal government stepping into Alabama for Alabama to make change.
That's the behind the scenes story of it. Don't tread on me, bros. I'm just saying.
And I will say...
And I don't mean that in a good way.
So one thing that caught me, wasn't even in the documentary, but my son said. So when I started watching it, he was looking at it.
Oh, you had Eli watch this?
He didn't watch it all. He saw the beginning of it. But his first comment was, "Is this a black prison?" He thought for prisons
We're
were
segregated by
segregated.
color.
I was like, that's another conversation.
That's another podcast.
So, but the quick numbers on that. So it says black individuals make up 51% of Alabama's prison population. We're 27% of the state's population. So over half of prisons are black, but only a quarter of the state population is black. So like,
oh, listen, if you want to fall down the rabbit hole of all rabbit holes, look into when crack was introduced.
No, that's old enough, yeah.
I mean, and I know we're not talking about that in this, but I'm just saying, like, yeah. If you're interested, you should look it up. Maybe we can talk about it one day, but it is wild.
But another interesting statistic, like I said, my son pointed out, they said black people in Alabama are incarcerated at a rate nearly 3 times higher than white people. They said prosecutors are more likely to charge black defendants for more serious crimes or stack charges that carry mandatory mental sentences compared to white defendants.
And that's what I was saying about that girl in Pullman. Like, I wonder, I mean, she didn't look great in her mugshot, but, you know, like, cute little redhead, posting all her little gym selfies. Is she going to suffer like this person?
And then it's mentioned parole. It says black men are paroled less often and tend to serve more court order sentences than white men. A 2023 analysis found that among those granted parole, a majority were white, even though the majority of those who went before the parole board were black. So we're heavily incarcerated and we're also least likely to get parole. So that's why your prison is so heavy black. If my son said, "Is this a black prison?" I mean, that's why. The numbers are crazy. The numbers are definitely crazy. Alabama got an issue, but it's that Alabama getting out of that.
Well,
and if we're putting in people like keeping people like Steve Marshall, like Ivy,
yeah,
vote for these same people. Not only are they like investing in our prisons, but then they're pulling from our education fund, and then we got people like Tuberville from behind them, who's also trying to take a sledgehammer to the education system.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we doing for a state to vote people that are not doing anything to improve our state? And that's the one point I don't understand.
Well, and, you know, I'm not even sure if we voted for somebody, if we voted in the other direction, would it really come to fruition? Because, like, it's set up to, it goes the way they want it to go.
We have a prison pipeline.
Yeah. Well, one thing that was kind of promising, I know this is like a little off the topic of that, was like, I feel like the No Kings turnout in Alabama cities seemed to go pretty well. I know that is so frowned upon. I know y'all are all just like clutching your pearls right now that I said that. I didn't get to go. I was at a ball tournament.
I thought it was a good turnout. I was at a soccer tournament. I thought it was a good turnout too, especially in the Athens crowd, all the Athens people posting stuff. I thought it was fun.
Her parents are ashamed of her. Like, I mean, you know, I read all kinds of stuff.
The thing is, like, people that were posting that was Trump supporters.
Yeah.
Like, why go to a protest just to make you support? You're going there for attention.
Right.
You're going there for reaction.
Yeah, you're
showing up.
Like the rest of the administration, you're trying to like incite violence and provoke people. But this was like reading the people that were posting about, hey, before you go to any of these cities protests, they were very adamant about like, all right, guys, we're gonna follow these guidelines. We are not there to be violent, and nobody was like. I got chills seeing the turnouts in some of these big cities, and then to hear Trump say, "Look, nobody went." Right. Did you see the comparison of Inauguration Day versus the No Kings protest?
And the thing that people always say, "What's the point of protest?" He responded to it. So
yeah.
And then not only he responded, he want to use the AI generated stuff. It's like, that's another issue. Like, if your president, he's controlling, he's just trolling y'all. No, that's what they do. They put out this kind of stuff to incite, to create a propaganda. And, like, they're furthering the divide between people. But people all of a sudden.
Well, and talking about Eli saying, about, is it a black prison? Yeah. Kids are watching. So, like, I was just scrolling in between games Saturday and, like, some of the protests, and there was this one that had like like a little collage of all the big cities, and like it was so many people. And Ruby Kate was like, "What are you looking at?" And I told her, and she's like, "What does that mean?" And I was telling her about it. She said, "Wow, that's really cool. It kind of gives us some hope for the future, doesn't it?" Keep it in mind, she's 10, fixing to be 11 next month. Like,
I like that one of the main stories out in Alabama was 3 cops on a penis.
saw that.
With the 3 cops up on a penis. Like I'm police. Okay, how you put? I don't want to be the one.
Y'all look silly, okay?
Hey, I don't want to be in the photo of this.
It took one guy on the courthouse lawn to get the naked guy. He put up no fight. I'm
You were like 56 years.
sure the lady in the penis costume didn't put up a fight either. I don't know why y'all had to like act like this is some dramatic takedown.
But I do like the Portland thing is kind of shifted across the country.
It has.
Relatable costumes have become the protesting norm of this.
Well, and it's like become famous worldwide. Like, one thing I keep saying is cool is like versus we'll talk like factor in Nazi takeover type thing. Like, the rest of the world didn't really know what was going on until after, and now it's very like out there. Everything's out there. It's like, this is what's happening. And the rest, there were protests in every big city, like in London and Paris, and like all these cities, Dublin, joined together to protest in our defense for this. I mean, it still baffles me that like England, are y'all not holding a grudge? But no, they're protesting with us.
You know the craziest part being just no kings protesting is that everybody should be protesting, but the other side don't get these also messing up y'all too as well.
I know.
So the thing that they voted for him for, this whole America first, it ain't America first.
No,
so,
he's buying the beef from Argentina.
So you just go in the past couple months, he's threatening to put troops in Gaza. He's business deals with Qatar and the Saudis. He's bailed out Argentina. It started at $20 billion. Now they moved to $40 billion while our government is shut down. The buying the beef from the Argentina, which has made the ranchers in the United States upset.
He said your beef is too expensive in America.
He said he raised the prices. He said they're making money off of them government's tariffs. He clapped back at him. He said, "Why are you mad? I'm making y'all money." So it ain't even America first no more.
No.
It's Trump. It's Trump and what Trump is.
Turns out MAGA stood for Make Argentina Great Again.
Everybody else, him. He is profiting off of himself. And then you go to Kristi Noem. He got her 2 private planes.
Yep.
We've also.
He's suing the DOJ for $230
for
million.
Himself. He's gonna pay himself.
But he said it don't really matter if I'm suing him or not because I'm the one that makes the decision if I win.
Well, so the deputy attorney, was the second head of line DOJ, is his personal attorney. He also has his personal attorneys in the DOJ who make decisions on paying himself. Mm-hmm. He's literally going to pay himself using taxpayer dollars. Mm-hmm. All these dumb people all of a sudden disappeared.
He said that the people that do the firearm stuff,
yes,
they're essential now because the NRA's mad that they can't buy silencers and like machine guns that were from like older than 1986 and things like that. We ain't got a paycheck in 23 days.
Well, he's paying everybody, paying himself. And like I said, it's crazy to me how this whole America First thing, all of a sudden, it ain't. And you can't see he don't care about America. He don't care about what he's getting. You are like dug deep into the problem.
But honestly, I think pissing off the farmers, do it. Do it.
So it started with the soybean.
I've been saying this for years. The thing that it's got to happen is there's all these little groups and they're not pissed off because it hasn't personally affected them yet.
Yeah.
So just let it be a domino effect. Y'all, the ones that are defending him, that are just posting all this ridiculous stuff. Wait till it affects you.
Like I said, it started with soybeans. Mm-hmm. They recently said they're going to start harvesting. China ain't buying nothing in the USA right now.
Right.
And now he's buying his beef from Argentina because the Argentina president is stroking his ego. And then we got his ballroom get built, which is going to be bigger than the White House. He's building a ballroom.
Oh, and he's like literally demolishing We're saving this for next week because I was just reading it a minute ago when we had a little technical difficulty, but wait till we talk about the theories of what's really happening with the ballroom.
You know, I saw somebody from Athens, they posted a thing showing all the renovations the other presidents did, and someone put on there that Obama turned his tennis court into a basketball court.
Hey, guess what? All you gotta do is do some different lines.
It's like,
I don't know if you knew this, but like it's the same setup. You just do different lines, and then you put some basketball goals in there.
It's like saying I turned a tennis court to a pickleball court.
Well, also Truman, but like during his administration, they found out that there was like a lot of, I don't know if it was like termites or what, but they had to like do a lot of restructuring so the place didn't fall in.
Yeah.
But yeah, y'all just keep telling yourself it's the same thing.
But even in the White House itself, we're in 2025. Whatever with that building now is historic. So like if someone started tearing apart a historic house here in Athens, they'll lose their.
I saw somebody post like, "Oh, I can't even like put a new front door in my historic house, but you can like bulldoze down a whole half of a building."
And it's a difference talking about we're renovating and upgrading versus we're tearing a piece of the building off of it.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be the people's house, not his house.
Right.
And none of his plans even approved yet. Like he just brought a backhoe in and turned.
Well, this whole time he's been pushing the envelope to see what he can get away with, and look at what he's getting away with. But you know what? Most of y'all are like, we don't care.
You know what the
It's
funny?
not like we're going to the White House.
You know the funniest thing to me, like continue to say, they keep holding on to, is that he is using his own money and donors to pay this ballroom.
Oh, okay.
There's gonna be no tax dollars. So the guy who's gonna have the DOJ pay him tax funds to pay himself out to.
And did you see it was the same amount?
Dude.
So the amount that he's suing the DOJ for is the same amount that he says the ballroom's going to cost. Surprise!
I did not see that. But the thing with him was like saying, "Hey, Mexico's gonna pay for the wall." They didn't pay for the wall.
Yeah, it's a good looking wall.
We gonna release everything list. Everything list. But like, how much stuff did he say he don't do, and somehow they keep feeding into what he says is reality. Like him donating his presidential check.
And these are people that
like
claim that they're like smart. And they think they're smarter than everybody else.
No. He said smart people don't like him.
That's true.
He said.
So what does that tell all of you?
He said
still on the bandwagon.
Not us. But all this still will be interesting to see what happens. Yeah, next week.
I'm not really having a good time anymore. I'm really not. I'm done being interested. I'm done being interested.
A friend of mine, he recently said, it was probably a good way to end it. He said, "F whoever said, pray you live in interesting times."
We are traumatized.
Well, then give us back boring times.
Maybe see you next week if we survive.